Otherwise, if I could invite you to turn on your camera, I think it would be it's just very friendly for Mr. Ørjan, for Ørjan to be able to see people. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. If you can, I invite you to do so.
Hi, that's my boss.
Hi. Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, take your seats, please. Fasten your seatbelt. Refrain from smoking. Oh, I love Zinzino. Salute. I should have told everyone in my message earlier to turn on your cameras so you can come prepared, huh? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I just saw Ørjan coming in.
Yes, I'm here with you.
Hi, Ørjan. Ørjan, sorry.
Yeah, no
welcome. Let me do my 30-second gig, and then we'll hand it over to you. Thank you for taking time to come in. And wait, for those that have not been into this room yet, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Z Dream Team. We are based in Malaysia. We are a community of enthusiasts that believes in delivering optimum health to everyone in the region here, particularly, of course, in Malaysia and also in Singapore, that I believe. So let me not delay. We have a very important VIP this evening. The founder of Zinzino, Ørjan, is with us this evening. So I'm just going to scan through a quick introduction of this evening. Mr. Ørjan is going to be talking about how to kickstart your business with Zinzino. Most of us, I believe, is no more than 3 months old within the business, and some of us has been stumbling upon some obstacles and not knowing really how to start the business, and we could not have a much higher honor and privilege to have the very founder himself to share with us how to kickstart the business. Alongside with us is, I call her our fairy godmother, Christine, sitting in Norway. So Christine is also with us this evening, whom will be introducing Ørjan in a minute. So this is to acknowledge the Dream Team's team. I don't have all the photographs here of everyone, but these are the core team that is a part of the Dream Team that is building this fabulous energy within Malaysia on Zinzino and for with Zinzino, as well as with Zinzino. So here we go, acknowledging everyone. So thank you very much for coming on board this evening. For those that don't know me, I started the Dream Team only to facilitate everyone to have an easier entry into the business of talking about optimum health. I'm the founder and principal of Shantae Sanctuary is a health sanctuary. Shantae is French for health. Shantae Sanctuary here in Kuala Lumpur. We practice functional medicine. I'm also the principal for Shantae Solutions, a corporate executive health management across the region. So we manage people in Taiwan, Hong Kong, Japan, China, Singapore, for the corporate executives. So that's what I do. And without further ado, I'm going to introduce Christine to introduce Mr. Ørjan. Christine, over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Michael. Before, can you all hear me well? Can you hear me loud and clear? Thank you. So I am honored to be the one to introduce our guest speaker today. I'm also honored to be able to introduce this amazing team to Ørjan. And I'm just gonna take a couple of minutes to take the story. It all started in September. My bridge into Asia was through Angeline, who introduced me to do this, who made this amazing job and built to diamond in 7 weeks. So through Judith, who is the upline of most people here, this expanded to Singapore. We had Mavis here with her great team also achieving platinum, great achievement. And then it spread through. We have people joining from the Philippines today. And last but not least, the fabulous Z Dream Team introduced by Michael and also hosting this call tonight. So we have in this team, we have great networkers, Luke and his great team. We have health professionals, so many great people joining. So obviously, it would have been great to introduce you all. We cannot do that. So now I'm going to introduce our guest speaker. Now, I'm very fortunate. He's a friend for the last 20 years. And he's known to be extremely visionary and to be able to predict future mega trends and how really to succeed great businesses. He's the founder of Zinzino, and he is working the field, and he has built the business from scratch, just as you and I am doing. He holds the highest position anybody achieved in Zinzino so far. So when I welcome him, I really want you to give him a great applause. Please welcome one-star global president, Mr. Ørjan Sæle.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Kristen. Good to see you, Luke and Judith and Angeline. The people that I've met the most and knows the most here. So that's good. I just got to open with this. It's 12 months now for Norway. I know you guys locked down a month before us originally, but this is the 12th month with our COVID restrictions, and I'm ready to go traveling again. And one of the first things that I want to do is to get on an airplane to Asia to come and see everyone, because I'm honored and excited to see all of you here tonight for you guys, this afternoon for me. Wanting to learn, because when you're here and you want to get started, you want to learn, it means that you are hungry. And I think that that's the foundation for everything that we do, is that we need to have some hunger. And for those that are not familiar with the term, hunger is when you have dreams and visions and you have aspirations for the future. So when you believe in the future and you see a future for yourself that is better than today, that's the definition of being hungry. And when you're hungry, you're then willing to go in and learn what's needed to create that future together with us. So if Michael, if you would stop sharing, I've got some slides that I want to share in probably 3, 4, 5 minutes. And then I could become either getting sharing rights. Yeah, I have that already. Great. So
you have.
Whenever I'm
go ahead.
Fantastic. So I'm going to do that as soon as we're ready for that. So you're hungry, and I can go about this from very many different angles, but I want to make it simple tonight. But originally, when I joined the business, I was 17 years old when I came into direct selling for the first time. And I didn't know anything about business, and I didn't know anything about direct selling. I had some sales skills. So because of that, I had a very poor start. I didn't get success overnight, which most people would like to have. Then I kept on going. I didn't give up. And eventually, by the time I got to be 21, I had gotten access to books. I've gotten access to cassette tape trainings. That was back in 19, yeah, they're laughing here. Those that remember the cassette tapes, they're laughing. Cassette tapes training. And I was listening and I was reading, and I remember I spent hours and hours and hours on a daily basis learning how to do the business. Of course, later on, we got to know the business, and I don't think you need to spend hours and hours and hours of training on learning how to do the business, because we've put that together for you in a very simple information. But you might want to spend hours and hours in training you on how to unleash the greatness that is inside of you to come out. Because if everyone here got the best out of themselves, you would absolutely go all the way to president and beyond. No questions asked about that. But the problem that most people have is that they don't get the best out of themselves. They get some of their skills, some of their talents out of themselves, but not all of them. So I'm going to come back to that a little bit in that. So through all of those years of experience with me and my wife working in the field, building the Zinzino business, but we've also built other traditional businesses in the past where we're owners also today. We've put together all of this knowledge into what we call the Express Start booklet. If you don't have this booklet today, printed out like I have it in the beautiful paperwork, this is in your back office. So you can go to your back office, you can pull it up on your phone, on your computer, you can print it out. And if you do have it physically, fantastic, then that's good. So everything that we know, and that's kind of strange, everything we know about how to build a Zinzino business fast, we've put into this. I constantly have what we call coachings, and in those coachings, people ask me, so tell me the secrets from how I can do this as fast as possible. And I look back at them, and sometimes rudely, sometimes nicely, depending on the humor of the person, I look back at them and say, do you think I'm an absolute idiot? And then I say, no, I don't think so. Well, of course, every secret that I know, I've already put in here. I wouldn't sabotage my own team. I'm not cruel, I'm not evil, I'm not a dictator, you know, I am a friendly, nice person that wants you to succeed in business. So everything is in here. But of course, the way we interpret what's in here, that's very different from person to person. And that is what differs the outcome. And that's what differs eventually how fast you build a business. So just very quick repetition. If you were in the call on Thursday evening, I went through these points. Number one, get a kit. So if you want a fast start, get a kit, because you need product, and whatever kit you get is usually what your team will order later on. Number two, sign up the out order. That releases, first of all of the access to the compensation plan to stay active in month number 2 as well. And you don't pay for that month 1, you pay for that in month 2, and you get the product, you get the software, you get the GoCore app with all the trainings, you can get all the leadership education, you get the mobile apps, you have easy to share funnels and so on. So get on the out order. Number 3, and number 3 becomes critical. Get it free. So get a kit, get an out order, get the out order for free. How do you do that? Well, we've got inside of the shop, we've got what we call the global customer offers. And inside of those, you can find like my favorite kit, my favorite part of the business is this white box, and we should be back in stock on the white box. It looks a little bit different. This is an old version that I have at home, but we should be back in stock with the white box. And inside of the white box, you've got the test. So you've got the test, and you've got 4 bottles of oil. This is my favorite product to a customer, that they get that, because that's 2.5 months supply of oil. And I would get my customers to get a white box like this day 1, and then 2 months from now, they'll get the white box again, but now dropping the test. So now it's just the 4 bottles of oil inside. So it's 169 month 1, and then in month 3, when they buy it again, it's $89 plus shipping, as far as I know. So that's one option. Or they do a look at that beautiful dog there, Michael. Can't wait to visit with you. So and then the other option is that people do a full prepaid kit, which is a 9-month program. So you get all the products that you need for 9 months. But if you want to have active customers, it's easiest to sell them something every 2nd, every 3rd month. And then those 2 offers is what you use to get it free. So by the time you've sold 4 white boxes of either kind, you will already be qualified for having the Zinzino for free, and that's for customers. So if we just got this part going, it would actually work quite well. Get a kit, get an out order, sign up for customers, get your product free. Then step number 4 is that you want to start building a team. So you want to get people into the team so that you can qualify for the fast start bonuses. The first fast start bonus you qualified for already when you got the product free, but we're now talking about Fast Silver and X Team Express. And the Fast Silver is that you generate 375 credits in balance in your downline. When you have 4 white boxes, you've done the first 100, so you're lacking 275. So now you want to have 4 partners, 2 on the left, 2 on the right, that joins with a $289 kit. If you upgrade to Ultimate Kits, then you only need 2 partners. But in the $289 kit, which is in the back office, is 6 of those. I said it wrongly. 6 of those, 3 on each side, and you've got the 275 credits. In fact, 300 credits, and you're Fast Silver. Now, when you're Fast Silver, step number 5 is learn the compensation plan. And when you learn and understand the compensation plan, you will find one thing that sticks in your mind. And that is that, okay, so yeah, the big business is obviously the portfolio of customers buying again and again and again. That's the big business. We all see that. I'm going to show you that on a picture very soon as well. But to get to the big business, we got to work with smartness around the compensation plan. So there is a couple of things there. Of course, you want to look through all of that. There is cash bonuses, there is fast start bonuses, there is the teams bonuses, and so on. But when you dissect it, you will understand, okay, if I'm going to make money, and I'm going to make money fast, and someone has told me that, at least Judy had told me that many times. She's from Hong Kong now, so we might be a little bit more relaxed in Malaysia, but she says, we need to make money. So that's typically Hong Kong style, but I think that there is a few people here that are from other places as well that wants to have money out of it. And the big money in the rank in the early stages is in achieving the cab bonus on a weekly basis. That's where the big money is. So when you're brand new, building a team, you learn the compensation plan, you will figure out, just like me, if I want to make the big money right away, I want to start doing the cab bonuses. So that's number 5, achieve 500 plus 500 credits on a weekly basis, starting Thursday morning, ending Wednesday afternoon, or you got to figure out time zones. I missed the time zones here. So you're 8 hours before. So starting at 8 p.m. on Thursday and ending at 7:55 p.m. 7:55. Sorry, 8 a.m. on Thursday, 7:59 a.m. on Thursday. So 1 week cycle going around. And you want to achieve 500 plus 500 credits on left and right. So if you now have, let's say 3 new partners that started on your left side, that's 150 credits. If they upgrade to the Ultimate Kit, that's another 300 credits. Now we have 450, but let's just work with a 3 at the $289 kit. So you've got 150. If each one of those sells 4 white boxes in that very week, you get to 500 credits. So that's 3 people doing that on one side and 3 people doing it on the other side. Eventually, when you now come into month 2, month 3, month 4, month 5, since you're selling people a new white box every second month, you eventually see that you don't even need new people in the future to get to the cab. You just need a certain number of renewals of customers, same old customers buying one more time to get to the cab bonus. So all of these new credits count towards the cab. So figure out how you do that. When you figure that out and you run with your team to do that every week, a new world of Zinzino opens up to you. And then step number 6, I believe that I'm on now, is rank advance on a monthly basis. So whatever rank you have, set the next rank as a target for next month, at least all the way up to diamond, and then from diamond to director and so on. It might be every quarter that you rank advance, and then one day in the future you reach like a president rank, then maybe you rank advance once a year, once every second year. So that's the simplicity of the business. You don't really need to know anything more than that. But of course, now I'm going to go into a little bit of details. How do you organize the pipeline system around this so that it becomes easy to get all of the partners in and all of the customers into your business? Okay, so before I do that, I'm going to also just quickly share with you the big picture income potential. So the earnings potential in our compensation plan is that we can make money from building 2 teams, 3 teams, or 4 teams, as you see here on the graphic. Unfortunately, the money here is in euro. So whatever number I show, you can multiply it with 1.15. So round it up a little bit and you've got the dollar presentation. If you build with A and B, which is what most people start with, 2 teams, you can make up to 27,000 euros per month. That's about $30,000. If you see the breakdown here, you see you'll get some from customers, you get some from phone bonus, you get some from car bonus, you get a lot from the customer acquisition, up to 6,500 euros. Then you get a lot from team commission, up to 6,500 euros. Then you get a lot from mentor bonus, up to 6,500 euros. That's the people you're the sponsor for, the mentor bonus is based on. And then you see on volume bonus, you get a lot. The highest rank you can reach is Black Crown, and you can earn one-time bonuses of 52,000 euros, so about $60,000. Now, if you build with 3 teams, you will see that you can make 70,000 euros a month, about 85,000 US dollars. You see that the first 4 bonuses stays the same, but team commission doubles up, mentor bonus doubles up, and then you see the big volume, the big money is made from the volume bonus, the leadership bonus, because you make a lot more leadership bonus when you have 3 lines versus 2 lines. But now this is already rock star money in most countries around the world. If you build with 4 lines, again, you see the same thing happening. First 4 stays the same. Then we add a little bit to the team commission, add a little bit to the mentor bonus, and then the volume bonus is the big money. So thinking short term really doesn't work in our plan. Yes, you can make some money in the short term, but it's in thinking long term, generations of duplication downline that makes you attract and achieve the big income potential. And as you see in the plan, you can make 250,000 euros a month. So that's $300,000 a month. And a lot of people would think that that was very exciting. I think that most people around the world would find that to be a very attractive income. Then you can build one more line and you go up again. Then you can build one more line and you go up again. Then you can build one more line and you go up again. So there is absolutely no limit to how much you can make in the plan. If you build 7 teams, you've got nearly $1 million per month, plus you've got an infinity bonus that doesn't ever cap you. So you keep on making money as long as your team keeps on growing. So this is a very well thought through plan, which pays well on all the different areas in the building of the business. At the same time, as here is the big money, but in percentage of your volume, you make most as an executive. So that's when you make $1,000 a month. And a diamond, that's when you make $5,000 a month. And a director, which is when you make $7,000, $8,000 a month. That's where you get the highest percentage, but the highest income is on the top ranks. So anything that you do, you need to have a systems of operation, a method of operation. And this is what I wanted to just show you guys shortly today, because I think that this is where we often do the mistake of not training people properly in each one of these steps. So if we go through them, first of all, the first step is prospecting. Who or all the people that you talk to, all the people that you bring, start up a conversation with. The next step is contacting the people you actually decide, I want to put them on a contact list. The next step is setting the appointment. Then we've got doing the presentation. Then we've got to follow up, and that leads to customers and partners. And we checkmark that. Most people have the problem that this is not really done in their organization properly. And so of course, everyone that talks to somebody has done prospecting. Everyone that eventually sets an appointment have a contact list. But if we organize this and we systemize it, and we have a feedback loop, and we know what our teams are doing, we will get a much greater result. So let's just start with step number 1, the prospecting step. So we meet new people every day: social media, marketing, local events, sports, church, school, referrals. It's fine, we meet them, but do you talk to them? And when you talk to them, what do you say to them? So what we want to do in a prospecting conversation is not to tell that we have the world's best product. Is not to tell them that we are moving from guest-based nutrition to test-based nutrition. It's not to try to sell them anything. It's to try to find out, what does that person care about? What does that person like? So I call this the find the need step. We want to sort of interview them so that we know what the person wants, needs, what are their desires. If we find out that, I find this person quite fascinating, we will enter them into our contact list. And of course, now you already have a ton of contacts that you already know, and that's how you build a 100 list. So the initial 100 list is just from the people that you know throughout your life, the different people that, friends, family, sports relationships, co-workers, people that live in your city that you come from, neighbors, and so on. That's the initial list. You write that down, and you want to have a minimum of 100 people on the list. Now also, you want your team to have minimum 100 people on the contact list. And I prefer that they can show it to me. So either that they have the list in their phone, not the phone book, but showing that they have a note or an Excel sheet or a classic old time, good old piece of paper where they have the names on a piece of paper, or even more nicely well done in a notebook, which is why, by the way I prefer myself. I'm old school. I grew up with cassette tapes, so I still have those old books. And then you want to develop those relationships of those prospects. So you want to create a situation where they respect you, where you have friendship, where there is a reciprocity created, which means that they want to give you something back because you've given them so much. So you do this by liking their social posts, by encouraging them when you meet them in person, by messaging them with positive information, by sharing content, and by complimenting. So if I, just as an example, I don't know Luke really well, but we've had a couple of meetings, and I find Luke to be a very nice, very interesting person, I could say, and interesting with a twist on that. He's very interesting to talk to, and he has very interesting opinions, and we can have many great discussions from that, which is fantastic, and I love that. So now, let's say that I just knew him like that, and he was not in Zinzino, I didn't come in through Michael, and I wanted to prospect him. So I had him on my contact list, I've written him down. I would now start giving him the kind of information and having friendship conversations with him until I felt that he was ready to listen to me. Okay, that's because I didn't know him. When I booked the meeting with Kristen, I think it was actually my wife that booked the meeting when we finally booked the meeting, but I could have done the same thing. It would be very different because I'd known her a long time before we booked the meeting, and I already knew all her likes, all her dislikes. She'd actually been in the test group when we were developing the product. So that was a different kind of booking. I say, hey, Kristen, it's time to talk. Let's sit down, let's go over the things that we're doing in our business and see if we can find a match. So booking meeting with somebody that you've already done business with is different from booking meeting with somebody that you don't even know properly. And this is a training part. This is where I say, dig into how the business is done. Ask all the questions so that you find these nuances. Find out and learn, take notes on how it's different. If I'm going to book a meeting with my mom, we've got 5 steps to successful meetings in Express Start. But if I'm going to book a meeting with my mom, I would not use the 5 steps. I'd say, hey, mom, I'm coming over this afternoon. Is that okay? Because my mom does not need a business introduction. However, if I'm now bringing Kristen with me to the meeting, do the meeting for me, then I got to inform my mom about that. Otherwise, she becomes skeptical. So then I say, hey, mom, I've just joined something that I think is great. I love the product. I'm going to tell you about it. And I've got my mentor, I've got my expert with me to the meeting. If we're doing the meeting on Zoom, of course, now we got to be even a little bit more specific. And this is where the devil is in the details, or success is in the details, whatever belief you have around that. And that is that we got to go in and say, okay, so different meetings can be booked different ways depending on who I'm booking it with and so on. But the generic on what we go through each time is still the same inside of the Express Start. And I was just running through here to find the 5-step process. That was 5 steps for successful demonstrations. And then we have 5 steps for booking meetings. It's on page 31 in the Norwegian versions. I don't know which page it is in the English version, but it's the same information in each one of them. So you want to on the call have an opening. You want to set a time and a place. You want to tell them why you want to meet them. You want to inform them about colleagues or if they have to prepare something, and then you confirm the meeting. So you can read everything about it here. We have got 6 or 7 pages about how to book different meetings in different occasions. And then you keep on developing your skills in this area and you practice with your team so that they become confident about booking. Here's the #1 reason why people don't book a meeting. It's because they're afraid that they won't be successful. They don't know exactly what to say. So slowing down, taking enough time to teach them exactly what to say is a great thing to do as a sponsor. How do you know that you need to do that training with them? If there is no result, if somebody joined your business and they got no customers and they got no partners in the first month, or sorry, don't leave them for a whole month, the first week. You know that step 1 and step 2 is what you got to deal with. Because if they're not doing anything, there is a reason. They don't know what to do. So now you go in and teach them the specifics of what to do. Number 3 is setting the appointment. So that's actually how you call, setting up the meeting. We can do it through calling, texting, social media, video messaging. And your goal is always just get a meeting. That's the purpose of the call. Again, step 1, 2, and 3. I'm not trying to sell them the test. I'm not trying to sell them the oil. I'm not trying to brag about the skin serum. That was European version. Here is the Asian version. The skin serum. I'm not trying to do any of that in the first 3 steps. I'm just trying to set up a meeting, either in person or on Zoom, or inviting them to a presentation, which would be done by a doctor like Michael for the product. It's all I want to do in the first 3 steps. Then comes step number 4, presentation. And that's the meeting that we've invited them to. And this is when I start converting them. So 1, prospecting, finding their need. 2, contact list. I always make a note on my sheet of paper before I call the prospect on the key needs that I know that they have, or the key reasons why they should join me in the business, so that I know that I have it in front of me on paper. Because sometimes in the call, when we're new, or I'm talking to somebody that I don't know that well, I might forget what was my key points. Then I set the meeting, and then we do the presentation. And then in the opening of the presentation, and we have that also in Express Start, great ways to do great presentation, 5 steps of a successful demonstration and presentation and short presentation and so on. We've got that all in the Express Start. That's where I further go in and have a conversation with them about their needs, their desires, their wants, and try to open them up so that they're open to try a product, they're open to try a business. Then I want to do the presentation, and I want to follow a structure. So, and this is important because we don't just want to talk. We want to follow our structures. We follow the presentations that Zinzino have already pre-built. So we follow that structure, or if there is something specific for this team, we follow the structure of the presentation of this team. So we go through that structure, and then in the end, we have a conversation where we want to close them into their needs. And then not everyone says yes immediately. That's why we have follow-up, and the real success is in the follow-up, because that's a process of educating and building belief in the areas where the prospect has questions. So it could be about the product. They need to believe stronger in the product. Understanding that by the time, so in Norway, we have tested 1.1% of the population. By the time we have tested 1.1% of the population in Asia, we've tested 50 million people. Do you know how much business that is? How many global presidents, which I showed you, that will come out of that? Well, we're talking about maybe 300-400 global presidents, and you're in on day 1. I'm not talking about presidents. I'm talking about global presidents at this point. We will literally have hundreds of thousands of diamonds at that point in the company. So understanding that that's going to happen, building belief in that, understanding the power of the product, how that can give people's health back. Then about the company, who's the company, who are the founders, who's the scientific advisory board, the compensation plan, what makes us unique, what makes us different, what makes us genius, the team that you're a part of, the direct selling opportunity, about you, have them believe in you, and then eventually believe in themselves. This turns in your customers and partners and eventually makes you the money. And the big money comes through a process where you build a team that duplicates this. Now, at the end of the day, it's easy to know if they are duplicating or not, because it's the quantity of the process moved across is the only way to advance in the income levels. So if somebody is part-time, you know they're engaging fully in the business when they're doing 15 new prospects a month. If people go full-time, they're doing 15 prospects every week that they move across this pipeline. And that's what we want to duplicate with our team, because there is no one that doesn't get the fast start bonuses if they're moving 15 prospects across. They will end up getting 4 customers. They will end up getting the partner volume necessary in their team. And in the second month, they will end up getting to the X-Team Express when they keep on moving their prospects across the board or across the pipeline. And that's what truly gives you the output in this business. So that was a lot of information in a very short period of time. I hope that you got something from it and that you immediately sit down and you take action. And that is to work on that name list with those 100 names and then start booking meetings already tonight and involving your uplines into doing the presentations so that you can close in people getting the white box in their mail already this week and next week, either as a partner or as a customer, and start making a health impact in your community. And I know that by the time you get a hang on this, you get hungry, you get excited, you'll go out there and you'll make first a few euros a week, then a few €100 a week, then a few dollars a week. And then by the time we hit May, June, we'll officially launch the country and you'll get paid and people will pay in their local currency as well. So thank you so much. I'll give the word back to Michael.
Thank you. Thank you, Ørjan. Great advice, and thank you very much for sharing with us so much information there. Ørjan, with regards to using social media to procure the market, I believe Luke have a question for you, Ørjan. Luke, over to you. You're muted.
Hi, Ørjan. Hi, for the third time. Thank you for your time. Yeah, just for me, I'm ex-TV media and going through the 100 friends list. We're doing that, but that's going to run out, as you always know. So being a lot of millennium people and all the social media, is there 3 special ads, either a photo ad or a good recruitment video on business, not health? The healthy way is the slow way. Jeffrey and myself and our team, we're getting 100% strike rate in sales, the people coming in. But of course, I want to bring the traffic up. So, because we've got a good system. So is there 3 videos or that I could make myself like some other guy that's a social media guy or a media guy successful in Europe, or 3 Facebook ads just to recruit business? Because I find this business in Malaysia, we can bring in a father unemployed with 4 children who's in big trouble for 406 ringgit. Of course, we're going to sell the ultimate kit for 4,000, but there's this big opportunity window of pain and suffering of finances. So for 406 ringgit or €100, or not even that, 100 US, I want to attract pandemic-proof opportunity. Is there anybody else in Europe doing that angle, or is that just me that wants to do that?
So I think that advertising between Asia and Europe is quite different. So I would not recommend myself as the advertising expert for online marketing in Malaysia. I would have a conversation with Kenneth Ko about it if he's got some good ideas, because I know that he's done a lot of that in the past. You also have some things probably on your mind yourself, but traditionally, globally, where humans are the same, and that is that an ad that includes yourself usually attracts more than an ad that is generic. So since we're not trying to create branding, but we're trying to attract people for a personal meeting, then being personal in the ad usually is the most effective way to get people to connect, because it's better to have 20 people connecting that wants to connect than have hundreds of people connecting that doesn't know if they want to connect or not. So the way we do that is either doing a personalized ad, so a personalized movie. Kristen has worked a lot with this as well. She could also give you some great advice on how to set up the video, or do a survey type of thing. So you have a wake up call headline and you have a survey with some questions, because if people are hungry enough to go through the questions, then you want to talk to them afterwards. One key thing that I would say about what we do is that the conversion happens in the personal meeting. Test-based nutrition is a finger prick. So you always want to bring them from an ad to a personal meeting, or from the ad to your list, have a conversation, then have a personal meeting, because that's where the conversion happens. That's where people get great success.
I definitely meant to personalize something that somebody might, a message that somebody's using. Definitely my personal message. But probably what we're trying to head for, because I have a previous team, is rather than the one-on-one old style, it's a bit slow, you know, getting 10 people in for an opportunity or help, whatever it be, start a healthy business. You know, I like that line. Would you like to start a healthy business in the pandemic? But I just thought there might be some guy out there or somebody out there that's using a couple of, you know, photo ads for Facebook or a video that entices people to get to that relationship connection. If there's anyone that Kristen might know, and we will personalize it. Of course, it's from the.
No. We do have a couple of them. Let's get back to you on that. The ones that I have are running a very advanced system. That's why I'm hesitating a little bit.
Automated.
Because there is a full thing behind it. But you guys have got some very influential people in the team here already. So maybe you could use some of the same copy, and then just not have the advanced system with all the retargeting and funneling in the background.
No,
just having the easy click on to get engaged.
Okay. Maybe Kristen can point me in the right direction for just a couple of examples for the future, because when the 100 runs out, I'm a foreigner in Malaysia. I don't have school friends. I don't have family. So I've got at least 100. But after that, we got a good system of sales, but how to catch more fish in the net. And I believe that's the internet or Facebook. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Luke. Thank you, Ørjan. Is there any questions from the floor, from the audience this evening that is maybe facing some challenges or uncertain how you may be able to approach the market? You have no one better than Ørjan himself with us this evening, and we only have another 10 minutes with him before we have to let him go. So is there any questions from anyone out there that may have a question for Ørjan? Go ahead, this is your time. Feel free. Okay, Ørjan, I'm not sure if you have heard from Christine or Judy that I have in the recent past opened up our clinic to all business partners within the community here to come into the clinic to do a very quick heart rate variability assessment that allows them to break the ice. So this is how our success rate, and I think our support for Luke and his team that has consistently brought their customers to the clinic is an icebreaker. So we saw a lot of, in fact, very high percentage to the extent of 10 to 10, every time. That they have a quick assessment that looks at their arterial health, which is the stiffening of the arteries, which is in effect the reflection of inflammation. And the report itself actually reflects or suggests the intake of omega-3, 6, DHA, EPA, and all. So that helps a lot. Now, a lot of people may not have this sort of access to like a clinic like ours. So how else is there a tip? How do you open a conversation with people normally? Because you see, I think in Asia more than anywhere else, but at least let's talk about Asia. I think if you ask 10 people, 7 out of 10 would have said, I've been taking omega fish oil for the last 5, 7, 8 years. And that almost, for a few friends that I've known, whom is also in the community tonight, would be a stab in the heart because they say stuck and they won't know how to proceed. So if someone comes to you and say, I've been taking fish oil for the last 8 years to 10 years, how do you circumvent that point?
So to get them to take oars is the question. How do you circle them around?
Yes.
Well, for me it's easy because I'm basing it on my personal story. But before you have your personal story, you got to go with something more generic. So I'm going to teach not exactly what I do personally, but what I would be doing, which is very simple. I'd say, great, that's amazing. Congratulations, you're doing all the right choices for your health. Now let's find out the quality of the product that you're taking. And then wait for their response. And then say, what do you mean by the quality? Well, I just came across recently a test which measures if the products you're taking are effective or not. And this test comes with a money-back guarantee. So there is no risk in it. If your product is working, it's absolutely free to do the test. Would you like to test? And then after they say yes, say, great, let's prick your finger. Now, if the test does not come back perfectly, you either got to pay me for the test or you got to order the product for a minimum of 2 months, which is $169, including the test. And then we'll test you again later on, 4 months later. And at that point, I'll prove you that you have a perfect score. And then you go ahead and you get them tested or you ship the test off to them so that they can test themselves.
Right. Good point. Thank you. I was looking for
when you have a personal story, it's like if my father would do it, he would say, hey, I took omega-3s for 50 plus years and I couldn't fold my fingers. Then I switched to another brand and all of a sudden I could. But the best part is that it was proven by a test. So I know why this product is so much more effective. Let's get you tested and see if you need to switch as well, just like me.
Wonderful. Good.
That's if you have a product story, then you can leave it a story. Yeah.
Right. We're all waiting for a second test, including myself. I think people in Hong Kong is like a couple of months ahead of us out in Malaysia. So we can't wait to get our second test. But we already have, most of us, a pretty average kind of a result profile. So all of us are waiting to see after the 120 days kind of a result.
And of course, when you're doing the testing in your clinic, if you recorded like 50 people before and after the oil, and on that kind of artery test, they only have to be on the oil for like a few weeks to see a great difference in the test, then you could bring that out on a piece of paper. So our team is connected to this local clinic, which have done this preclinical testing. We don't live in that city. If we did, we could go and test ourselves. But here is the data. You should really take a look at it. So you could use that as a specific marketing tool for this team as well.
Right. Gotcha. Okay, good. Well, I'll talk to the team and see how we can actually collect some data from there as well. Thank you, Ørjan. Again, last chance, ladies and gentlemen. Any questions for Ørjan?
Please speak up. Take the opportunity.
Go ahead. Everybody knows how to sell. Whee! Fabulous. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Christine, any or Judy, any questions there? Otherwise, we're gonna beat Oren, a warm day ahead.
I gotta go here. I have my next meeting in 7
Okay.
minutes, and yeah. You did
All right,
you
so
have something or?
No, I'm good. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I
Thanks for
have a
coming.
question.
Okay. All right.
Okay, Marvin has one question.
Yes, I think this is confidential, but maybe you can give us a clue. What will be our campaign for the next month? Because this campaign this month, it's very exciting, very good. Today is the last day that we are going to get a free skin serum.
Yeah, so tonight is a big closing. So not only when they get the kit and get 2 months of product and the test, they get a free skin serum on top of that, which is an incredible value. So use today very well, and then next campaign is next month, and you'll get to know them.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, then. Thank you, Oren. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Thanks, Oren.
Can I have the comments,
Okay.
Michael?
Yes, go ahead, Christine.
I think what will be important now is to continue. I mean, Ørjan, really, we have been mentioning, and it has been there, but I don't think it has been put enough emphasis on really training the team in a good system. And so I think it would be a great thing to just continue the work you started, Michael, to put up the trainings. And I'll, of course, make sure that I make trainings available for the rest of the team who's not a part of the Z-Dream team now. So really to emphasize the part on teaching people the first communication and really make sure people get the fast start commissions, all the 3 fast start bonuses. So that would be what I would like to end with. And I think we could elaborate a little bit on the systems to really make a bulletproof system. You do this and you take a smart bronze. You do it this way and you get the fast silver. Exactly. So really people start gaining earn money from the first month on. I think that will be very important to continue to do that.
Right. I agree with you. And ladies and gentlemen in the community here, since last weekend, we have developed a, I like to say almost the idiot's guide to success. So we're going to start rolling that one out next Monday onwards. Every Monday is the Partners Insights. So what we have done is on a weekly basis, we're going to schedule a much more constructive approach towards understanding the, again, forgive me for using this term, the dummy's guide to success. I think that will be our agenda for the next few weeks onwards. Thank you, Christine. Yeah. And of course, Christine, Judy, and a few more guest speakers will be participating. It's just not about me presenting to you. So there will be a community of people coming on board to talk about it. There are various different models that we have. But beforehand, everyone have access to your back office. There are loads of information at the back, including the express document that Ørjan was saying this evening. You can download it. If you don't have access to that, just put your hand up and at some point, I'm sure the team, Marvin or Kate, is more than happy to rush a copy over to you. But as I've said, it's very easy for you to get down to your back office, just download, pull down the document. So that is a step-by-step roadmap towards how to make an appointment, how to talk, how to deliver yourself, okay? But as the Dream Team partner, by default, you have your personalized presentation, your personalized calling card, your personalized web shop designed for you, and so on and so forth, and materials. So we have all social medias covered, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, kind of social channels. There are contents in there readily for you to download or to use, okay? So feel free, please, to use it. We built this so that we are here to help you. And my job is, what can I do for you? So please, by all means, go ahead and reach out, and we will be more than happy to help, okay? So that's it. So effective next Monday onwards, come back on. The whole program is going to be different. Now, for those that possibly hearing this for the first time, I've been talking about this for a few times already in the past. By the end of this month, March, possibly now, first week of April, I will be sharing the transformational program. This is something that the Dream Team is designing. Oh, okay, re-echo that. And the intention is to help our friends and members of family out there that could possibly be a little bit disoriented as to what to do aftermath of this pandemic impact. And within this transformation program, there's 4 modules. The first module is to help them reorientate themselves. A lot of people are lost a little bit as to not sure and don't have enough self-confidence in pursuing a different or a new challenge. So the first module helps them to build a personal compass where they have different navigational tips, how to drive themselves and how to motivate themselves, how to reinvent themselves, how to repurpose themselves, and of course, revamping their career path. So first module. The second module is aimed towards, again, the 101 guide or the dummy's guide to optimum health. A lot of us just don't know what it really takes. A lot of MLMers I've come across in the past, while they're selling great products, they themselves don't really understand what does it take to reach an optimum health status. Without that, it's very difficult for them to engage into conversation, right? So we aim to gear towards delivering maybe a 4-hour training on how to discuss or how to talk about optimum health, okay? So the physio part of science. So the second module. The third module is everything about a business. So that again, possibly over 5-8 hours of that. And then the fourth module is everything about how to do business in Zinzino. And the whole idea and towards the end of this is to deliver on a platter a total solution that they can go out and run their own business confidently, okay? There are some members in the group here that's not too sure how to embark onto this business, how to reinvent themselves after 10 years of doing some work in their business, and they recently made redundant or changing their direction. The intention of this transformational program is designed towards giving everyone a fair chance. So stay tuned, keep watching on the community, the Z Dream Team community, and we're going to make dream come true. So that's the plan for, maybe safer to say first week of April, because I'm running a little bit behind schedule. So, okay. So without further ado, if there's any questions, I am happy to take any questions. Christine and Judy and Luke, we are all here. So if there's any questions, please go ahead and shoot.
Michael,
yeah.
In the program that we are working on, do not forget to incorporate maybe the Chinese training once every 2 weeks, rather than all English that we are losing out. Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you. Yes, absolutely. Sorry.
Yes,
sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's great insight. I just want to say that there are guests in this team who are not also in the Z-Dream team. So I will certainly discuss and set up programs for those as well. Yeah, I just wanted to emphasize that and take the chance to say thank you for everybody attending tonight. That was great. Okay. And I will actually as well have to leave now for another meeting. So I don't know if anybody has some more questions to me. If not, I will certainly be available in the chat.
I'd like to also say, thank you, Christine. I'd like to also say the last point. Whilst Judy just mentioned about the Chinese version, yes, in a couple of weeks' time, we'll kickstart that. I'm talking to a few Chinese speakers at the moment. So we are designing the presentation. My extensive presentation is going to be designed, translated to Chinese and designing it. But Dr. Surya, Chef Rizal, the Muslim market, ladies and gentlemen, and all Chinese and Indian friends of ours. Excuse me. I've just learned just last week from Kenneth, there's only a few, half a dozen or so Muslim partners in Malaysia. Malaysia, with 35 million population, 75% of them are Malay friends of ours here in the country. We only have half a dozen Zinzino Muslim or Malay partners. The market is wide open, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to be fast tracking and getting the Bahasa version out as soon as possible. Now, at some point, we're going to invite Kenneth to come back to brief us how to penetrate the Malay market. But Dr. Suraya, Chef Rizal, sitting duck, guys, go for it. And if you need any support whatsoever, just give me a quick call and let's see how to support you guys and fast track it through. Okay, the market is completely wide open. Wow. So okay, on that note, any questions? Right. Otherwise, I thank you all again for the great opportunity to speak to Ørjan this evening. And I thank you again and have a blissful evening. Thank you very much. Thank you. Goodbye. Thanks again.
Goodbye, everybody.
Judy. Good. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, Asia. Terima kasih.